Hey Warriors, and welcome to Spin to You Roxy episode 5. This is a quick disclaimer to let you know that today's episode is merely just a conversation between two MS warriors discussing how MS affects us and how we deal with life with MS. This is no substitute for medical advice. If you plan to change your medical routine, implement any treatments or lifestyle choices, please contact your medical provider or neurologist before doing so. Other than that, please unwind, chill, and grab a cup of tea and join me for Spin to You with Roxy episode 5. So for you, your biggest coping mechanism is cultivating a good support network like you do have with your family. I agree with you. I think that's beneficial because because depression and MS is high. It's more people with MS have depression than any other disease. And sometimes we can go into a slump of just basically want to stay in bed. I don't know if you get headaches, but I used to get really intense headaches.
Yeah.
Especially when I was going through the higher levels of depression. So I would just sit there, lights off, cool over my head. I didn't want to listen to anything. I didn't want to talk to anyone.
Same.
And sometimes even want to listen to music. It
gets
really dark.
And I love that you mentioned that because I never really realized that. I have that same I guess habit where when I'm really in the bouts of my depression, I don't listen to any music, and there's been times where I go weeks or months where I don't ever listen to anything, and it's strange because back when I was a teenager, I loved music. It was my way of being able to feel free, being able to feel happy. I tie my emotions a lot with music, and I love that for myself because if I listen to this one song that I have this happy connection and happy memory to, it just reignites that happy memory, and it makes me feel a lot better. But I have realized that when I become very depressed, I don't listen to anything, and it sucks, in that moment because I wouldn't consider myself to be a super happy person, but I like being happy, I enjoy that feeling and I do want to continue to chase that. But unfortunately, there are times where depression wins, it's depression 1, crystal 0, and the tally stays that way. but yeah, I love that you mentioned that because I never really realized that up until this year.
No, it's just a thing, and sometimes you just mentioned that music and emotions are connected anyways. You can, if you've had a sad time and you've heard a song and you hear that song, you will feel that emotion physically. So sometimes when you try to listen to happy music, it's something that someone told me when I couldn't go outside at all for well over a year. There was no pandemic, it was just I just physically couldn't do it. I'd go outside, have full panic attacks. I used to pass out, and then sometimes if it got really bad, it would also come with incontinence. So it was getting ridiculous, but it was from panic disorder. I had stress disorder, and they went to me before you go outside, find the songs that make you happy, write them down in a journal, find something that makes you happy, whether that's just a Family Guy episode, something that makes you laugh, and listen to that or watch that before you go out. I combined that with The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle because I realized that, I don't know about you, but my brain would run off onto a tangent. So I hate going to hospitals. I hate needles as it is. And I've had to have lots of needles my whole life, especially
I remember that you mentioned that too, and I always keep that in mind because I know that certain people have triggers, and I really understand that, and I want to be able to know that people have triggers, especially when we're posting stuff online, when it comes to infusions and all of that. And literally, I kept that on the top of my mind.
Post a picture.
Yeah, I was I'm not gonna post this because I know that Roxy, I know that triggers her, and I know some people like to record themselves when they're having their IV catheters put in, and I'm like, I don't understand why you would do that, but it's okay, I mean, the more that people learn that certain people have triggers, especially when they're posting them online, it's important to know. Like I
Mhm.
acknowledge it and I understand and I know,
It's
like
like medical trauma, like from I
yeah.
don't know, you've been there for years and maybe you'd understand like when you go there all the time, you have like mental moments, mental health, sitting in a room by yourself at a young age, no
Mhm.
one's around, everyone's gone home at night, you're sleeping there for days. You start thinking things,
Yeah,
and
for
sometimes when
sure.
you go back to that place, it
Mhm.
makes you feel uncomfortable. You feel
Yeah.
slightly triggered, and I've had to use books like The Power of Now and things like that so that I wouldn't go to a hospital and think about the last time I was there and how bad it was. I would
Mhm.
have to kind of go, no, that was last time. This is a whole nother experience.
Mhm.
Take it for what it is. Stop running ahead. That monkey chatter was taken over. Because I
Yeah.
couldn't even walk into the hospital. I'd be like, I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in.
No, yeah.
So
I completely understand.
it's something that's my coping mechanism, reading and creating a list of fun things, things that lighten my mood, things that take me out of stuff like meditations and chakra music, just to make me feel stronger to be able to get through that. Because people say
Yeah.
to me, "Oh, you look so strong, and you do this and you say that and everything," and I was like, "God, if you knew
Yeah.
how."
Oh yeah. I know everyone. I know that I do get a couple of comments every now and then where they're like, "You're always smiling and like you seem so happy." And yeah, like I do have my days where like I do feel very happy and I'm very grateful and blessed and all of that. But I mean, I don't want to give that perception. Like, I mean, we go through everyone, and I'm not just saying just me, but everyone goes through that. Like, you can't be happy all of the time, and that's completely okay. Like, there are days where like you might feel really sad, and there's days where you might want to cry, and that's fine, Like, I have realized that feeling your emotions like entirely, like it matters, and that's important
Yes.
because you could be like, no, I want to hide like what I'm feeling, and I've dealt with that. Like I didn't want to show people like my true emotions, like and that's bad because honestly, you're just bottling everything up, and I feel like I've been doing that up until this year. Like I feel like this year also really like made me realize like I have so much that I've been keeping to myself, and I'm happy that I'm able to open up to people. And I've also realized that I also want to go back to therapy. So I do want to speak to someone and talk to them about my feelings. And that's something that I haven't done since I was diagnosed with depression when I was 13. So I
Mm.
haven't spoken to anyone since. And I think that that's important, like you're keeping all of these emotions to yourself. And to me, I don't feel like that's healthy. And
Do you find that because obviously we've had this conversation before where
mhm,
it's really hard sometimes to explain MS to people that don't deal with MS. So
yes.
it's really hard for them to really understand. Not that they don't care, not that they don't love us, but
Mhm,
it's really hard for them to get it. So do you find that you don't disclose every little feeling and thing you go through with the people around you? Just because A, for me, I used to feel like I was being a burden,
yeah.
and B, I just felt like I don't know if they're gonna get it, so I would hold it in. So I always kind of encourage people to get therapy, whether that's with another friend or whether that's with a professional,
Mhm,
just someone that you can just be honest to without
mhm.
feeling like you're putting that weight on someone else, because it is a
Yeah.
heavy cross that we carry. Do you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
lot.
I completely agree. Honestly, like I like I've had friends even recently that have reached out and told me like I didn't even know you had a mess to begin with. Like and and in my mind I'm like, okay, but there's a reason like why I don't share it with people because unfortunately there have been times where I decided, okay, I'm going to share it with this one person. Like I know that they're going to be there for me, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. And either they would show it to me based on the way that they would speak to me or the way that they would act around me, and I've just been I up until now I've been very hesitant about who I share it with, but honestly now, I mean, it's out in the open and I want people to know, yes, like you might know Crystal, like she loves to go out, she loves to go dance, like she's a fun time, but also you need to realize that I deal with something much bigger than all of that. And like it is a part of me and it doesn't define me, but it's important to note that it's there, you know?
Mm.
But oh yeah, like it's hard to explain to friends, even to family, like that they know that I have been sick for quite some time. And even till this day, like they might make comments like, oh, but you're feeling better, right? And I'm like,
Mm.
yeah, I guess for today, but maybe not tomorrow.
That one is the funniest one. It's like, give it today, you look great. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but inside, I feel like I'm dying slightly.
Yeah,
It's just like
literally.
put
Like
makeup on to make myself feel better today.
literally same. That's why I told you earlier, like I even asked you, like, am I gonna have to do my hair and makeup? Or am I gonna be on camera? Because this makes me feel so much better, honestly. Like even the times where I go and take pictures to post content for Instagram, like I love that. It makes me feel so much better. It makes me feel normal. Like I like I'm getting up and I'm doing something fun for myself today.
Yeah.
And it's a great feeling and I want to continue to do it, but unfortunately there are times where I'm like, I am not gonna put my makeup on again ever. but it's a nice feeling. I really enjoy it.
Oh my god, I feel you though. Yesterday I was in pajamas and hair was just like up and no
Girl,
makeup.
like I'm like halfway pajamas too. Like I might look good up here, but there's pajamas down there too.
I have pajama shorts on too because like Zoom,
You
so it's
gotta
just
stay
like wake up.
comfortable. Yeah. This
That's
is
some
the Zoom
realness.
experience.
That's the thing about Instagram. Instagram is like a shot of like happiness or a shot of like what people think that you look because you've got a beautiful smile and all your pictures are like such a beautiful
Aw,
smile. So
thank
I think
you.
people think Crystal's always smiling. She's
Yeah,
always like,
no.
and I'm like, she must have a bad day.
Oh
But
no.
obviously, we don't put that on Instagram. We don't put that out there. And I'm trying to get a balance. Maybe in my stories, maybe people see me more unedited,
I
unpainted.
have been telling myself that I need to start doing that, especially on Instagram stories too. But I don't know, like I sometimes get scared of showing too much, you know?
Mm,
But
yeah.
I truly do want people to know, like, I'm not always smiling and like posing and all of that. No, I'm usually sitting on the couch watching a good Netflix show with my sister or like writing. I guess one thing that I have been doing a lot, which has helped me, is journaling and writing lists. I'm a big list person. I don't know if it might be the Virgo in me, but I like writing down lists and all of that. So that brings me comfort. But yeah, no, I'm not always perfect like on Instagram, like that portrayal that unfortunately people believe might be like an everyday case for everyone, but for me it isn't.
It's part of the lists. I do it too. It's like
Yeah.
you document it down, you plan it into the
Oh
diary.
yeah. This
A
is
day
me.
without good.
Yeah, literally. If it's in the list, I have to do it. And that's
Mm,
just who I am.
yes, I love that. A daily list. I like do like
Yeah.
yoga, wake, have a
Yeah.
watch,
I know
exercise.
you're very dedicated with the yoga. I need to start like so I love exercising. Like I used to work out a lot too, especially in college. I used to do a lot of weight training. I
Oh,
was hiking almost every day and I would sometimes even do insanity the videos.
oh,
I like was kicking
intense.
butt. Honestly, I was dedicated. But and also I was on Tisabri, so I didn't really have that many symptoms to deal with at the time too. But I do want to get back to that. I thankfully I have been eating a lot better too. That's something that I really wanted to work on this year. I know that there's certain dietary recommendations that they give for people with MS, like
Yeah,
getting rid of gluten, like reducing like
yeah,
sugar intake and all of that.
all the fun
And
stuff.
yeah, literally, like it's so hard to leave candy down, but like it's been rough. But I have been getting better, you know, like this year I've been doing a lot better. I've lost weight too, which I'm very proud of. But it's just hard getting back to it, especially like working out from home. I know that for some people it might be easy to adjust to, but it's just tough. But I'm taking it one day at a time. That's what I keep telling myself.
You
Like,
have
take it
to.
one day at a time. It's important.
I used to beat myself up. Like the yoga teacher I follow is on Instagram, and she does a
Hmm.
monthly calendar. So she'll do a yoga for every day that she'll just, so it's just easy. So you don't have to think
Hmm.
about what am I doing today.
Yeah.
But sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I get so frustrated with myself. What's wrong if you can do it?
Same. Same.
I've got to give myself that day. Sometimes I'll double up on another day, but I've got to be kind to myself. This year,
Oh, for
well,
sure.
since Ocrevus coming
Hmm.
off it, I don't know statistically. I don't actually weigh myself because it's not something I believe in. I kind of just tell by clothes, but I feel like
Oh
I've put
yeah, same.
in
Like, I
weight.
weighed myself out of like, okay, I'm gonna just do it just because. I didn't even weigh myself. It was at the doctor, so they played me because I never do.
They're like, you just get on that scale. Like, I don't really
Yeah,
want to know
like,
this,
I don't
but
want to
like.
look at it, and don't announce it, please. That's me
But
all the time.
I think I put weight on, actually. I think I was skinnier before I took treatment. But I don't know, it's just my body. I don't know, it's like how your nervous system attacks. Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
be like really skinny and sometimes I'll just
Hmm.
blow up. Like it's not
Hmm.
even, it's just like inflammation. It'll just
Yeah.
make me feel really like, I don't know, like someone's put too much air in the balloon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not very nice, especially around the lady time of the month.
Oh
That's
no, the
like
worst.
the worst.
Hmm. I feel you. I feel like throughout the years, I feel like I've dealt with a lot more PMS, so I become a lot more emotional, and
Hmm.
and I don't even know if it might be affected by MS or just like my PMS is mean and it just wants to be meaner to me as the years go by. But like, I get really emotional where like I might feel like really, really sad one day and then I feel really, really happy. So it's crazy like how much of a difference it has been, but it's the worst. I don't like it. I'm
Worse.
not a
I'm
fan.
angry and sad and all the things that kind of annoyed me before really
Hmm.
annoy me then.
No, yeah, same. And I feel like a lot of women deal with it too. And I'm like, girl, I get you. It's the
I know.
worst.
It's not fun. It is not fun.
Mhm.
Um, so obviously you know that I am big on representation in MS for people from all backgrounds.
Mhm.
We all, and that includes of all genders too, because there's a male
Mhm.
narrative that never gets told.
Mhm.
There was, because I do see slow and steady change over
Mhm.
especially over the COVID season where where COVID, we might as well be a season because it feels like it's encompassed every season we've been through. I feel like there's been a little bit better representation, but there's a lot of stuff that still needs to be done. Obviously, you're Latinx, and I don't really see that much representation for Latin people,
Mhm.
especially on the societies and the organizations. How do you feel about that? Obviously, you're personally changing that by just being visible, which is amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can give you a situation or an instance where I realized like I don't see anyone that looks like me when I was growing up with MS. When I would go to the doctor's appointments, when I was hospitalized, and normally I was hospitalized in units where there was patients with MS or like, I mean, even when it came to the medical ads and on websites dealing with MS, I never saw anyone that looked like me. I would always see older white women, and I mean, that was a constant throughout years. And even up until this day, I still haven't really seen that much of a difference, except for this one medical ad, which really blew my mind because I had never seen children in a multiple sclerosis ad. So that was for Gilenia. And to me, that was like, whoa, that I never in my life had I seen like children in multiple sclerosis ads. So that to me was different. But I mean, I still didn't see representation. I didn't see Black people, I didn't see Indigenous people, I didn't see Latinas, like Asian, like I never saw anyone that looked like me specifically. So to me, it's very important that I'm sharing my journey on social media and that I am able to connect with people that might look like me. And recently, actually, there was even this girl here in the United States that reached out to me because she found me through hashtags on Instagram. And she was like, oh, I didn't know who really to speak to about this. And I've been dealing with these symptoms. They might think it's MS. And I mean, it felt really nice to know that someone saw me and they thought, okay, maybe this is someone that I can talk to and might know what is going on. Obviously, I'm not a medical professional. And I did tell her, like, well, this was my experience, you know, like, hopefully they can figure out what you have and they might diagnose you if you have MS. But just knowing that I helped someone out that saw herself in me is such a gratifying feeling. And it makes me think, like, okay, this is all worth it. Like, this is worth being vulnerable on social media and sharing everything that has to do with my MS, the pretty, the ugly, the crazy,
Yeah.
that to me it's worth it. And it's nice, you know, like, and I, although I do appreciate the efforts that they're doing to try to diversify all aspects of the MS experience, like, we still have a lot of work to do. We still have so much that we need to bring to the attention of those that are supposed to be representing us but aren't properly doing so. But I'm excited, you know, I'm excited that we're going towards the right direction and that people like you and me are helping others feel represented. So it's a
Yeah,
cool feeling.
I definitely agree with you. I think there needs to be still better representation. I personally shared my own story with the society over here, and they posted it to a few social media sites and
Good.
Facebook,
Yeah.
a beautiful place called Facebook. Um, it was met with all lives matter responses because I was talking about just my journey as someone from a Black heritage and how
Mhm,
MS played out for me and how that
mhm,
doctors didn't really see it as MS because
mhm,
of my skin color. They were like, well, it's not really something that happens to people of color from your heritage, and
mhm,
how that delayed my journey,
mhm,
delayed me getting treatment, and how that trauma caused in my life. And the people from the actual community itself, not the actual society,
mhm,
not everyone, but like 20% of people reacted in a non-favorable way. So it shows you that not only just the powers that be that can control the media stuff that goes out, but the actual people within the community, some
mhm,
people need to change how they view things and what they view. And that kind of plays out on social media. I've seen some people like yourself and other people that put out very good quality content, but maybe they're not getting the same follow or
mhm,
following as
mhm,
people that are the cookie cutter, what people expect, kind of, if we're going to put a label on it, white privileged
mhm,
lookingness.
mhm.
They will always,
Definitely.
I've seen people shoot past other people, and I can't even tell you why. Like, I'm a person that loves to analyze things. I love to look at things. I do
Mhm,
design, I do stuff like that. And I kind of want to look at it from like an art perspective or like a journalist perspective. What's the story
mhm,
they're selling? What's the art they're portraying, the imagery? And sometimes there is no reason other than they represent what people think is the norm. And that's not, like, from the MS perspective, if you look at the research and stuff, that's not actually the facts. So the facts is
mhm,
there is a lot of people of color from all different backgrounds that do have MS and sometimes actually have a higher rate of it. But
mhm,
obviously, because people have not been fed that for so long, um, it's made how we connect kind of strange and weird, if that makes sense. That's why I love Myelin and Melanin as a
yes,
platform to
I was gonna mention, yeah.
share.
Mhm,
I think something like that, I love to support them because they support that narrative and changing it. And especially people that follow them, they're the kind of community I think that is quite beautiful. And that includes the white women, the white men, and so forth that follow them, they are the kind of allies and people that we want to be part of, because they understand
Mhm.
that it's not necessarily about race at all.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's about us all sharing our stories from different backgrounds to find that cure, or to help each other combat the ailments and the situations we go through. But if
For
we're
sure.
not sharing that information, then how is anything going to change if you're still basing everything on prototype one?
Yeah,
Do you know
definitely.
what I mean?
I do see that. And you're right. Like there's always that assumption of that specific MS advocate that looks a certain way or has had this experience that basically doesn't really fit with others that have gone through a way different journey. Yes, we might have the same diagnosis, but we're not dealing with the same things. And
Mm,
so, like you said, the Myelin and Melanin podcast, honestly, that was one of the few like types of content that I saw that honestly I felt seen through them. Like
yes,
the way that they were explaining everything, like I remember they did a specific podcast about dealing with grief of your former self before your diagnosis. And to me, since I was diagnosed so young, I feel like throughout time I have dealt with that, like even like during my whole journey. Like I still grieve the person that I was a year ago, where I wasn't dealing with the variety of symptoms that I'm dealing with now, or like this basically the type of stuff that I'm dealing with like now. Like I was dealing with a certain amount of symptoms and now I'm dealing with a lot worse, and
mm,
my MS is progressing, so it's just looking very different. And the fact that I realize that I can grieve that former self of mine, and I can still contemplate it. Like I had never really thought about that. If it wasn't for that podcast episode, I would have never really contemplated that. So
mm,
it was beautiful for me to really acknowledge that and to see that and kind of like grow from it too, because I like to be able to really acknowledge like yes, I'm dealing with these hardships and all of that, but I want to grow out of it. I want to be able to look past it and kind of be happier and kinder to myself. So honestly, they're important. They're important for the community. Like they need more leverage, like they need more power in the community. They need more representation because
yeah,
those type of podcasts deserve to have the type of funding that other communities do. And so
yes,
to me, I love supporting them. I always download all of their podcasts on my Spotify. Like I really appreciate everything that they're doing. And I mean, like I said, like yeah, like it's amazing that we're seeing that they're trying, but we still have a lot of work to do for sure.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, we do, and I'm very happy to be a part of that. I'm sure you're happy to be a part of that. And I think it would be quite beautiful for everyone just to get that information out there. Like I said, mine and Melanin are just incredible. Like,
Hmm.
if you're listening to this, I will put all their links and stuff below because they deserve all the support in the world. They are amazing ladies.
Hmm.
They really do care about everyone. And we have spoken about some amazing subjects that a lot
I
of
know,
people
I
would
love
never
it.
about, like
Yeah.
MS and sex. Like, yes, we are
Yeah.
still single beings. We still want to date. We still want to have relationships. And I don't know about you and how that's played out in your life, but for a lot of people that I've met and I've just conversated with, even just on appointments, and they've spoken about relationship breakdowns and people
Yeah.
walking out their lives just based on the fact that they've said, "Hey, I'm a person and I have MS." Guys, I love that they represent male narrative because I
Hmm.
do find that guys are just left like on the wayside because us
Yeah.
ladies talk non-stop, honestly,
For sure.
and sometimes it's harder for male or male presenting people to want to talk about things like that. So it's nice that they've created a space where people feel they can do that and share and learn. And I think it's kind of beautiful. And let's just shout out Dawn and Dana from
I know.
Mylan.
I love them.
best. They are literally the best. Talking about kick-ass women and amazing ladies and just amazing people in general. Me and you connected a while ago on kick-ass women and kick-ass movies. So what would be your favorite kick-ass movie or kick-ass representation person, even superhero that you feel embodies you? I know this is a massive question. I know it's incredible. Like, I will start. I have two different things. For me, Disney wise, I'm a Cruella de Vil woman.
I
I'm
love
Cruella
her.
de Vil all day, every day. Give me the Dalmatian, give me the cigarette smoking, the rah 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 rah. And then
Yeah,
obviously, I love Quentin Tarantino so much.
same,
And
same.
me, any babe, but especially Rosario Dawson in Death Proof. I just cannot not. That gives me kick-ass women. I'm going to take on the world vibes.
Okay, I know this, I mean, compared to these amazing examples that you just gave, but honestly, the one person that continues to inspire me every single day, and I see her as one of my personal role models, is my sister.
Oh, wow.
So my sister, she is younger than me. She's 4 years younger than me, but honestly, she continues to inspire me. I get really emotional when I talk about her, but she has helped me so much this year, kind of not in the sense, or okay. So she has helped me, like, even when dealing with my MS symptoms. So in June, I was dealing with a lot of spasticity. So I was basically like a stiff board. I couldn't move properly. I was using my walker at the time, and she helped me with everything. She would help me when I would take showers. She would help feed me. I mean, we've traveled the world together. Her and I, we love to travel. So we went to Europe. We backpacked through Europe when I graduated college and she graduated high school.
Wow.
We traveled through Mexico together. We recently went to Brazil together. Honestly, she means the world to me. She continues to inspire me. She's such a she's a I mean, honestly, she means the world to me. She teaches me to be kinder to myself too. I feel like that's something very important that I need to know. Like, I have been very cruel to myself, especially this year, dealing with all of the MS symptoms that I've had. And I there were moments where I would blame myself over it, and I shouldn't have done that. But honestly, if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have realized a lot of the things that I've learned throughout these last couple of months, and they've been really hard. But I mean, I owe it all to her, honestly. Like, yeah, my family is amazing. I love all of them, but honestly, she's like my shooting star. She's amazing, and she every day she teaches me something new, and that's something that I really appreciate from her. So I love her so much.
Just made my heart so warm and a little bit emotional. I don't know.
I know I was about to cry. I was like, nah, girl, don't be a llorona
Oh
right
my
now.
god, but seriously, shout out to Crystal's sister because she sounds absolutely the embodiment of a kick-ass woman. So thank you, and thank you for looking after Crystal for all of us because we do really love her and we now love you too. So oh, I love you and I love this. And I think at some point we need to have you back just to talk about this amazingness that you said about traveling the world with MS.
Oh yeah. Oh, honestly, we could do a whole episode on that because I love to travel. I was planning, but I mean, COVID happened. We were planning, my sister and I were planning on going to Japan.
Oh
So we
wow.
really like manga and anime. She really likes anime. I like reading manga. But yeah, we were gonna go to Japan, to go to Tokyo, and I was hoping to go to Iceland because I'm just obsessed
Oh,
with Iceland. It's so beautiful.
nice.
It's so insane. But unfortunately, we couldn't do anything because of COVID, and I can't really go out and do anything because we are immunocompromised, so we're high risk. So I'm not taking my chances at the moment. But
Mm.
hopefully in a year or so, we're gonna get back at it. Um, I just love to travel. It's something so liberating, and the fact that I'm able to do it despite my MS, like I like taking advantage. So hopefully it happens again soon because I miss traveling so much.
See, the time that you were at home is just optimal saving time for a better holiday in a bigger hotel.
Honestly. Well, let's hope I get this job
Oh my
and
god,
I
yes.
keep applying for jobs, right? But honestly, I love the whole process of it. I love planning the trips. I like doing all aspects of that. I really enjoy that. So hopefully it happens soon.
Oh no, definitely. I hope so too. And I would love to have you back to talk about that because there's so many things we talk about, as well as like
Yeah.
the aids and the adaptions and how you just get around
Oh
cities with,
yeah.
because we both know it's not easy. I've been to
No.
Italy not that long ago. I was meant to go again this year, but the first time was hard because it's very rocky.
Hmm.
It's not London, where London's adapted and things are quick,
Yeah.
and it's this whole place where buses are like 2 hours long and you go up hills,
Hmm.
and with MS,
It's
it's
a struggle
beautiful scenery and a bit of a struggle. Yes,
for
absolutely.
sure.
So, Crystal, thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I
For
appreciate
sure.
you, and I appreciate that you've come here to spill some tea with me, and you spilled a lot of tea. And we
I did.
we would definitely love to have you back. So, from my heart to yours, we love you and thank you for being the amazing warrior that you always are. And I will put all your details below. But can you let the people know where to find you and where to follow you?
Yeah. Um, so I am on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and up until recently TikTok. I started doing TikTok. I only have one, but I promise I will get back on it. But oh, and also YouTube. I have a YouTube channel and I will give all of the handles to Roxy. But
And
yeah,
I'll put them below.
if you guys would follow me, I would really appreciate it. I really enjoy creating content and sharing my story. And my aspiration is to grow a big community and be able to help others that are dealing with the different aspects of what MS is. So, yeah, make sure to follow me.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you so much. And to all the warriors listening, love and light. And I will see you again in 2 weeks for episode 6. We are halfway through the first season of Spin Tea Roxy.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.